to his speech today. Kasi he's super professional in health, talagang health, like nutrition tsaka water, ganun. And then every time he talks at our meeting, how he shows is really detailed, yet simple and clear. So I do learn a lot every time thanks to him, and I would share the information to my downline and to my friends as well. And of course, guys, he has many experiences by using the product on his own and also by sharing the Nutrilite product to his downline and customers. And guys, the topic is what you need to know about prostate health. So it sounds like a topic for men, for guys, diba? But guys, it's even for ladies as well. You can use the knowledge to papa mo, asawa mo, jowa mo, or your loved one, or of course like for your business as well, diba? So I am sure that all of us will learn a lot tonight. All right, so are you guys ready? So let's welcome Sapphire from Singapore, Teacher Raymond. Para ka naman natin.
Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning. Thank you, Tom, for the most energetic, introduction. Every time we have a Tuesday, 2-year successful meeting, he's the one who really get everyone fired up. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Raymond Seow here from Singapore. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me clearly? Okay, good, great. Right. All right. I am basically an Amway trainer for Singapore. And in fact, my wife and I started the business in Thailand for a year. And then when Amway went to Singapore, I went back to build a second business in Singapore, right? So Singapore market is almost 20 years already. So I have been using the product almost like 20 over years, right? Of course, the main reason, there are two main reasons why I decided, to do the business, right? One of the reasons, of course, is health, right? I started off as a user, right? Because of the products, I was convinced that, the products are of high quality, of value for money. And that's when I listened to the sales and marketing plan, I realized that, in fact, Amway business is a platform to generate wealth, right? So can you imagine if you are healthy, right? Then you are capable, you can do a lot of things. One of the things is you can do the Amway business to create wealth, right? So when I started the business, I'm the product of the product, right? So to me, Amway business is a very simple concept. When I started Amway, I love the product. So what I do, I use more products, the Amway product, especially Nutrilite, right? Then I can share more. The more products I use, the more I can share. The more I can share, the more money I can make. And that's a very simple Amway concept. Is first being a product or a product, then you build the belief in using the product, and then you can share with your friends. And that's where you can build a very big business. The reason why I believe in our Nutrilite product, of course, today I'm going to share with you one fantastic product. Not only for men, as what Tom said, it's for the ladies as well. And it's always the ladies who buy for the men, right? So it is basically, the trend, in the whole world. So if you can look at my background over there, Nutrilite is the #1 selling brand, right? You can see that we have 3 organic farms over here, right? One, of course, in Brazil, one in Mexico, one in Trout Lake, right? The other one on top, which is in China, actually is a botanical research center in Wuxi. That's where they all do the research over there. And this is what we call the state-of-art, facility over there. So with that, I would just want to start my sharing. Okay. Can you see my PowerPoint? Okay, good. Thank you. All right. Today, probably is going to be a very short sharing, but it's a very important sharing for especially the men, right? I'm going to share with you what Nutrilite Prostate Health is all about. To some people, they may not be aware that we have such a product called sulfur metal and ethyl root brand, which is basically for prostate health, right? So what is actually prostate health, right? And what is prostate? Prostate actually is a small gland that lives in the body, just below the bladder. It sits around the urethra, which is the tube that carries pee from the body through the penis. Only men have a prostate. So is it suitable for ladies to take? Of course it's not, right? So this is a herbal product. It's basically for men to maintain the prostate health. Is prostate health cancer common among Filipinos? That's the question, right? But if it's not common, then why should you need it in the first place, right? So in fact, cancer is the second leading cause of death among Filipinos. The most common cancers are breast, lung, colorectal, liver, and prostate. Prostate cancer actually is the fourth leading cancer for Filipino males, with about 8 new cases. That was before the COVID period. All right. Of course, during the COVID period, there are more deaths every day. Right. Now, 1 out of 100 males would have died from the disease before the age of 75. Right. So this is what we call never overlook the risk of prostate cancer. You may seem healthy now, you may be young now, but as you grow older, the problem will crop up. Let me share with you the leading cause of death in countries by alphabetical order. You will find that most of the chronic illness, especially when you look at China, cancer is not the leading cause. Stroke, heart disease, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. We call it COPD. Actually, this is a lung disease, which is what we call the chronic inflammatory lung disease, which mainly caused by smoking and air pollution, right? In Japan, is cancer, heart disease. The #1 leading cause of death is heart disease in Philippines. And in Singapore, is cancer, pneumonia. Pneumonia basically is a viral or bacterial infection of the lung, right? So from COPD, it could lead, you heard of chronic bronchitis, right? This is actually a lung disease, which will cause, basically, can lead to pneumonia. Pneumonia basically is a virus infection where your airbags in your lungs got infected by virus or bacteria, and it's flooded with fluid or pus. Could you imagine when it's flooded, you could not breathe at all. So the lung couldn't function properly, and death can occur, right? And you can see that in Taiwan also, heart disease, even in Thailand, right? So all these developing countries, right? These are, very commonly disease or chronic disease in the area. So Nutrilite is something that, if we believe in it, can help to prevent all these chronic illness, right? When you talk about prostate cancer, right, one of the most common type of cancer in men is prostate cancer. Some type of prostate cancer grow very slowly and may need just minimal treatment. However, other types can grow quickly and aggressively. Prostate cancer begins when some cells in the prostate start mutation, which cause them to grow quickly than the normal ones. The abnormal cells form a tumor that could develop to invade nearby areas. This is what we talk about free radicals. When free radicals damage the normal cell, the cell become abnormal. So it multiplies 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 16. That's where the cells in the prostate will grow. And you go to a stage where it will become cancerous, right? And this is how prostate cancer occurs, right? Benign prostate hyperplasia is an enlargement of prostate before it can turn cancerous, right? mostly the prostate will grow and it will solve, and you will impede what we call your urination, and traditionally known as an old man disease, right? If a man basically go to the toilet during the nighttime frequently, that's signs that you have BPH. Right? Signs and symptoms: frequent urination, nighttime urination, weak urinary stream, difficulty in starting a urine stream, and dribbling after urination. These are signs and symptoms. But how do you know you have prostate problem? Right? What are the risk factors? Most cases are detected in men aged over 50. Right? So when you reach the age of 50, if you didn't take care of your prostate health, then eventually 50, you may not have prostate problem. But when you grow older, 60, you may have that problem. If 60, you don't have that problem, you have 70, the age of 70, 80. Because very naturally, your prostate gland will grow. I remember, unfortunately, before my dad passed away, basically she had this prostate, issue also. Although he passed away because of, heart disease. But during that time, when he was actually basically feeling very fragile, he was visiting the toilet very often during the nighttime. And that time I was not in Detroit yet, right? Because I went back to Singapore once in a while to visit my mom, my dad. So the other risk factor is family history, having men in the family who had prostate cancer. It could be inherited from your sibling or your parents, and then obesity may be related to prostate cancer. And how do you know? How do you go to check whether you have prostate problem or cancer? You can basically, if you have an annual checkup, you can have a blood test for prostate specific antigen, right? You can either have a physical examination of the prostate, and you can even have a computerized tomography, and also a biopsy of the prostate gland. A very common way, like myself, when I go for annual checkup, normally we'll do a blood test for the prostate specific antigen. So this is one of the easiest way. Right? So of course, prevention is better than cure. So if detected early, what are the treatments when you have prostate? If it's at early stage, it can be cured. It can be treated. One treatment is called brachytherapy, right? Brachytherapy basically is by radiation. So what the doctor do basically is they inject an isotope, which is radioactive, to kill the cancer cells in the prostate, right? Can you imagine, a needle that go through the prostate and then inject, So, I think it's prevention is better than cure, right? So another way is, of course, surgery, right? You can basically remove, the prostate gland. So this is, if it's detected earlier, hopefully it doesn't spread to the other area. All right. So when you heard about prostate cancer, I guess there are many famous people around the world, right? So one of the famous people who had prostate cancer, Warren Buffett, right? In fact, he had prostate cancer at the early stage. I think it's in stage 1, right? Stage 1, then he went for treatment, and he's still alive today, right? He's one of the richest men in the world. So when we talk about health and wealth, you prefer health or you prefer wealth? Of course, we want both, right? So can you imagine when you are healthy, right? Of course, you will think of wealth. But when you're not healthy, basically you won't think of the wealth, right? So I can imagine when you are healthy, you are strong, right? You can do a lot of activities and you'll be enjoying life, a quality of life, and always smiling and happy, right? So if you don't believe, you can ask teacher Mark, how many patients that he's taking care of right now is smiling every day? When they are sick, they won't be smiling. So I always believe that health is new wealth, right? So both are very important. Of course, health has to come first. You know, Colin Powell, right? Colin Powell recently passed away because of COVID. Actually, he also had prostate cancer. These are politicians. John Kerry also had prostate cancer. And then if you are in golf, Anna Palmer is also another one of them. And then when we come to 007, Roger Moore also had prostate cancer. Right? Another actor, Godfather, right? Anybody like to watch Godfather? Robert De Niro, right? So these are one of the actors who have prostate cancer. Ryan O'Neal, those people who at my age probably knows him. He's actually a boxer and actor. He became popular. Remember the movie called Love Story in the 1970s? That's his name. And also he's well known for marrying one of the Charlie Angels, Farrah Fawcett, you know. So Ryan O'Neal actually is an old-time actor. Lastly, of course, we talk about this lawyer, very famous lawyer in New York. Actually, he's the mayor of New York, an ex-mayor of New York, and a good friend of Donald Trump. Right? So these are the people you may know or you may heard of that have prostate cancer. Of course, the most popular, people that we know in Singapore who have prostate cancer, right, is our current Prime Minister. Actually, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2015. And he had his prostate removed, and now he's still, productive. Right? He still can function as a PM. So never underestimate the threat, especially for men. So basically, Neutralite, have a very good product. It's the only product, that can maintain what we call prostate health. And this is called South Palmetto and Neturo. And I have been taking this product for almost more than 15 years, right? Even though I don't have that problem, right? So this is for prevention. Neutralite are always talking about prevention. Prevention is better than cure, right? So what is this Palmetto make of? How about the market potential in Philippines, right? So in Philippines, you have almost 110 million population, right? Those who are above 35, there are about almost 19 million, right? So why I mentioned 35 and above? Because by the time you reach 50, it's already too late if you don't take care of, the prostate health, right? As I say, prevention, you prevent it when you are 35, right? So if you understand the threat, actually the market potential is a $1 billion peso business. It's almost 42 billion. So it is a very, very big market in Philippines. Right? Okay, what is Neutralite, South Palmetto, and Native Root? It's a soft gel, it's black in color, helps to maintain and support your masculine needs with a special brand of herbal extracts and concentrates. There are proven studies by US botanical studies and benefits of South Palmetto extract and pumpkin seed oil in maintaining a healthy prostate. Right. Each soft gel contains a unique blend of 106 milligrams of South Palmetto and 80 grams of native root extract. And this basically, the native root extract is harvested in our organic farm in Trout Lake. Right. So this helps support urinary health for men, and South Palmetto assists in easing the problem of fluid retention. Native root provide herbal support for urinary flow. So it's a synergistic, effect of two products. So one thing I like about Neutralite is why 106 milligrams? Can you imagine if Neutralite is not a company, or Amway is not a company of integrity, it could easily say, 100 milligrams of Palmetto is enough. So it save 6 milligrams. Can you imagine we sell millions of bottles every month. And that will save a lot of money for Amway. But because our scientists do a lot of clinical studies, found out that 106 and 80 milligram of nettle root combination of these two is the most effective way to maintain prostate health, right? Not only that, it contains 160 milligram of pumpkin seed oil, right? Together with saw palmetto and nettle root, pumpkin seed oil helps to promote the health of prostate function and urinary flow. So if those men like myself, right, after you have been taking a while, you will find that your flow is very natural, right? So this is something that, because also it prevents what we call the urinary tract infection, right? So what are the recommended usage? One soft gel 3 times a day, preferably with meal. Under 12 years old, of course, with a physician, right? Of course, pregnant woman is not, right? It's for men. You can see the ingredients are the nutrient source, the pumpkin, the saw palmetto extract, right? So this is a recommended dosage or usage. Herbal products, for this, you can use it almost every day. So there is no issue where like echinacea, you have used 2 weeks, you have to stop for 1 week. So if you have the prostate issue, and this is the product that you should take. Of course, for a man who does not have BPH symptom, should he start to take Nutrilite Prostate Health? Of course, yes. Nutrilite recommend men 35 years and above to take this product to maintain prostate health. Right. So this is something that I have shared with you today, that in fact, for all men, if you understand the risk, right, this is a product for you. Right. So you want to maintain your prostate health before it develops into something more serious. So with that, I guess I am sharing a very short sharing today. I'd like to thank you, everyone, especially the newcomers, for attending 2YSU tonight. Thank you. Let me pass it to Tom.
Yeah, thank you very much, Teacher Raymond. So guys, palakpakan naman natin si Teacher Raymond. Yeah, so I was talagang surprised that 1 out of 100 males would die now because of the prostate cancer before 75. Oh no, wow, so like it is actually not really like the disease which is far away from our daily life, diba? And as he said, guys, prevention is better than cure. This is not only about prostate something, pero prevention is better than cure. Talaga sakit yung surgery o injection, diba? Tapos guys, health is wealth talaga. So even though you are like, you have billionaire na, pero if you are not really healthy, how can you enjoy your life, diba? Talaga. Okay, so I hope you guys learn a lot. So again,